Hey there, Scientist Amanda at the Kentucky Science Center with another Do Science at Home moment. I have in front of me a bunch of different skulls, some of the favorites that we have here in our collections. So we're just going to go through these and talk about what makes these animals so different. We'll start with this big one. This is actually a model of a grizzly bear skull. And despite its size, it seems staggering. It's not the biggest bear on the planet. Grizzly bears are actually smaller than polar bears. A grizzly bear will stand at about 8 feet tall, so it's still nothing that you want to go near. Another thing about our grizzly bears here, you see these big sharp teeth. That tells us that it eats meat, but that's not its only source of food. It also has some teeth in the back here that help it eat plants, so it actually eats plants and animals. It's an omnivore. Speaking of teeth, I think we should move on to what is my personal favorite skull that we have here, and that is one of an anteater. Now, an anteater doesn't have any teeth. In fact, its bottom jaw can't even open. It is shut for good. It actually gets its food by shooting its tongue out, grabbing those ants and pulling them back in. Now, we couldn't do that because our tongues are very short, but an anteater's tongue is about 2 feet long. And because it's so long, a lot longer than its mouth, it's not actually attached to the back of its head, kind of like ours are. It's actually attached all the way down at its sternum, which would be about here on a human. So just imagine having a tongue that long. Kind of curls it up in there and shoots it out very, very quickly. Our next skull, some of you may be able to figure out what this is that of a beaver. Now, a lot of people, when they think of beavers, they think of rivers and dams and eating wood. They actually do bite through that wood, but it serves several purposes. It's not just making its home out of that, it's also filing down its teeth. Like rabbits, a beaver's teeth never stop growing. So if it were to stop chewing on those very rough materials, its teeth would continue growing and it wouldn't be able to close its mouth. So that explains one reason for that interesting behavior that they have. You can see there's also some little teeth here in the back to help it eat. And then lastly, we have over here a dolphin skull. Now, dolphins do live underwater, but unlike fish, they don't breathe water. They have to come up to the surface and breathe the same way that we do. A lot of people, when they see a dolphin, they think that maybe its nose is down here at the front, similar to a human's. But really, they breathe through a blowhole on the top of their heads. So if we look at our skull here, you can actually see the nostrils right here on top of the head and between the eyes. That makes it a lot easier for them to surface, to quickly gather some air, and then close up their nostrils, dive back down, and go hunting for fish. So what I challenge you to do is look around your neighborhood, look at your cats and dogs and fish and birds, and see what makes them unique from the other animals that you see. Share your observations with us on social media, and we'll see you next time.